What's up, YouTube? Back at the Ben Likes Cheese channel. We're going to be interviewing our own soil scientist. His name is Dr. Meddy. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Dr. Meaty.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm a soil scientist, a soil and biogeochemist by trade.
He was
And
really
a teacher.
smart. To say, my co-star, Azriel.
Yo.
And say, today we're going to be interviewing him with some very complicated questions. Are you ready?
I am prepared.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm ready. I don't know if
Are you
I'm
ready?
prepared, but
First question, did you enjoy your donut?
I did. I'm ready for another one. I had a jelly-filled donut.
Azriel, would you like to get him another donut?
Sure.
Do I get to choose, or you just get
Yeah,
grab me
what do you
one?
want?
No, you can grab me whatever.
Anyway, is there a connection between soil and climate change?
There absolutely is a connection between soil and climate change. So we can use soils to reduce the amount of climate change by sequestering more carbon in our soils, or just the opposite, our soils can be a source of carbon, like up in the permafrost where we're starting to melt it. And all that carbon that's been stored down there is starting to now decompose and blow up into the atmosphere. So it works both ways.
Do you think we can still put carbon into the soil?
Oh,
or has
my-
it already been fully saturated?
Oh, no. We can totally put a lot more carbon into the soil. So in that we can do, mainly, one of the best ways to do that is through different forms of agriculture. So like maybe no-till agriculture, things like that, where we're not like promoting decomposition, but we're actually promoting that storage of carbon in the soil.
Do you think they can feel it?
Can who feel it?
The soil?
The soil? I don't know. I mean, the soil is full of living organisms, so I mean, yeah, something down there can feel it.
Oh yeah.
And they're probably a lot happier when there's
Do
a lot
you
of
feel
carbon
it now,
around, as
Mr.
opposed to when there
Krabs?
isn't.
What makes soil unhealthy?
I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of unhealthy. I mean, have you been going around eating soil lately, or?
I mean, like, when people eat soil, why do they throw up?
I don't know as though they
Like
do
we-
throw up, actually.
we
I
talk
guess if
about-
you eat enough soil, you might throw up.
Why?
But yes, people do eat dirt all the time. There's definitely certain like children that have conditions where they will eat more dirt than normal kids. And
Were
there
you one
are,
of those kids, Dr. Manning?
not that I know
Is
of.
that
I
why
know I
you
ate a
like
lot of
soil?
I ate a lot of beach sand when I was a little kid.
Beach
Apparently,
sand.
according to my parents.
There's more.
But yeah, I think that, soils could definitely be toxic because there's a lot of metals that you can have accumulating in soils, so you could have problems like that.
Okay.
So yeah, you gotta be careful. I mean, then there's toxic organisms in the soil. I mean, look at, some of the different fungi that we've looked at.
Alright.
Really good question.
We're on question 3.
Can Mars have inhabitable soil?
Ooh,
Do you think?
sure, why not? I mean, I think that people are capable of doing a ton of like really cool things, and I think that we could certainly like create like, I think when you say habitable soils, I think what you're referring to is like, can we create soils that can support plants? Because that's actually part of the definition of soil set by the Soil Science Society of America. And yeah, I think that we could get soils to the point where they could support plants on Mars for sure. Yeah, help yourself.
How long do you think it would take?
We gotta get there first. So we would need to get there, and we just set up some habitats, and then, it probably wouldn't take that long.
I-
We could probably do it within, months.
Yes.
I have a question from the cameraman. Would it be like the movie The Martian?
Yeah, why not? I think that, a lot of people, one of the reasons why people like that movie was, I mean, it was still a fictional movie. There was
Yeah.
definitely some stuff that went there that you could poke a lot of holes in. But the basic idea was pretty plausible,
That's
And
pretty
he
cool.
was using carbon, his feces, as a, supplement
Yeah.
to create soils.
Do you think that's going to be you in the future?
Am I gonna be on Mars?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be way too old to be able to go to Mars.
It's gonna be Matt Damon or whoever it was.
Fourth question, please.
I know. What is organic matter? And how does it relate to soil?
So that's a really good question. Scientists for decades have been struggling with what is this stuff that we call SOM, or soil organic matter. And this is like, there are these giant molecules, they're really, really big. They seem to change all the time. So nobody's really given a good definition of exactly what humus or soil organic matter is. But it's basically just carbon that's transformed over time to be these really long-chain, giant kind of clobby carbons. But there's no real good definition for it. Just one of those things scientists are still working on.
Would you like me to?
Yeah, you got 5.
That's really interesting, Dr. Menny. Anyways,
I mean,
why do you wake up every day?
I barely do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you like
it was a
big-
struggle today, trust me.
Why?
That's real.
Why?
Why was it such a struggle today?
Because it's Friday and I just didn't want to come to school, but,
Fair.
Poor
yeah,
dude.
I stayed up a little too late last night, to be honest.
Are you playing Minecraft?
I was not playing Minecraft last night. I was
Sadly.
playing an older game. It was called Heroes of Might and Magic 4. It's like a strategy-based game with maps.
It's on
Oh,
Steam.
yeah.
It is. I didn't realize, but it's on Steam, and they're actually coming out with a brand new version of that on Steam. An
Nice.
early release, which I signed up for, early access is like this month sometime.
That's really cool, actually.
Oh, yeah.
What's your thoughts on mushroom tea? Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, I have some mushroom tea at home.
What type of-
Not a big fan, so I would have to go look in the package. This is like one of those pre-bought ones that somebody sent me. You can get a lot of coffee substitutes that are made out of mushrooms, but probably the one that I know the most about that has gotten a lot of, recognition is drinking chaga. So chaga is this particular type of fungus that grows in the sides of trees. Ooh, getting a phone call. And,
As we interrupt this interview,
and so chaga is supposed to have tons of health benefits, and it's like a woody, hard mushroom, and they like harvest it, and you can store it and like keep it for ages. And
Yeah.
then when you want to use it, you can like brew tea out of it,
Mhm.
and people drink the tea, and they say it's supposed to be really good for you. I don't remember the exact
Is it?
health benefits, but
Oh
yeah,
my God.
chaga, check it out, look it up. Yep.
How much is it?
So you can buy it online, and usually you buy the chaga as like like an actual clump of
Okay.
chaga of the actual mushroom. I don't know about buying the processed teas. There's probably somebody out there who's trying to do it, but and my brother harvests chaga. I don't know if he sells it, but I could find out what some of the prices are. I think it's it's reasonable. I think it's too bad. Oh, whoever that was gave me.
So
a
it's like the
text.
normal price of tea.
No, probably more expensive. Yeah, it's pretty rare. It's kind of hard to find. And
Damn.
it's only found on certain trees. Like I think that chaga is common on birch trees, which are basically only found in the Northeast.
Okay.
And I could be wrong. Maybe it's on some other
So they're
species
rare
as well.
like truffles?
Yeah, not quite as rare as truffles, but yeah, it's definitely in the rare.
Seven.
Do you miss college? And why?
Do I miss going to college or being out of college?
Being out of college.
Yes.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I don't necessarily like miss being in college because who wants to take tests all the time? I do miss I miss that being in classes and that opportunity to learn all the time. But hopefully, as a scientist, you're kind of going out and, or it just as anybody, you kind of push yourself to learn all the time, anyways. Because that's like, I think that's the point of life is learning. Now, do I miss being on a college campus? Absolutely. It's like college campuses are just like really nice environments in a lot of ways. They're usually covered by like lots of really nice restaurants and things like that. And, there's just a lot of fun things to do on college
pretty
campuses.
cool.
And one of the things about college campuses that I really miss is the multicultural nature. I mean, you're surrounded by people from countries all over the world, like all the time. And that like kind of is really cool. And I miss that as well. But yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, hopefully you'll get to experience it someday,
I hope
but maybe not as an electrician. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Alright,
Yeah.
our next question is extremely off topic. Do you even lift, bro?
I do not lift. No, I was lifting like pieces of wood when I was like 8 years old and stacking wood because that's what we heated all of our stuff on. So yeah, I've always worked, but I've never lifted weights. And as you can see, I don't really have big muscles.
When do you think the lizard people will come out of hiding?
When do you think that happen?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean,
You
I
think
guess
Hillary
that really what that that brings up the whole idea of, are there just lizard people? Or are there also like other aliens hiding among us?
Describe
Are there
aliens.
grays? Well, aliens would be any kind of like an organism that was evolved on planet other than Earth.
Okay, okay.
So I mean, like aliens from outer space.
You,
not
you
just-
think the lizard people come from other places? Not Earth?
Ooh, that's another good question. So you think lizard people have always been here, and they
Yeah.
aren't just like some like spacefaring race that came down? To,
I think they were actually.
'Cause I think
the
a lot of the
Egyptians.
conspiracy theories are that they're actually aliens.
Do you think octopi came from space?
No, I think they evolved here on Earth.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll answer his next question.
What is
All answer.
it's about Saint Nicholas.
Which one are we on?
Saint Nicholas.
Do you believe in Santa?
No, not really.
Why not?
Because it's just a fictional story based on. I mean, not much.
I mean, like, you don't believe he falls down your chimney?
No,
No. Do you have a chimney?
I do not.
Do you think he just goes to your front door?
No,
Does he give you presents?
he doesn't.
Okay. I think you're just on the naughty list.
Yeah, that's possible.
If you had to destroy one country, which country would you destroy?
You already asked me this question.
No, I didn't.
All right. I cannot answer that. I've thought about it, and I don't know all the different countries around the world.
Not
well
even
enough
like Nepal.
to know.
India.
No, I have nothing against Nepal. I've met some really great people from Nepal.
Where have you not met some very nice people?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of countries I've never met people from. Period. I've met
India?
people from. Oh, I've met a lot of Indian people, and I've always had good relationships with the people I've met.
Nobody would be hurt if you.
I have met people from like maybe 5 to 6 different countries in Africa, so that leaves a lot of countries in Africa that I've not met people from.
So, but if you
Would
just
you-
get rid of one of them, it wouldn't really that matter.
Would you destroy the island?
I
that's
think nobody
full
would
of
be
penguins?
affected from the.
Like so Marshall Island, or what was the other, McDonald's Island?
Yeah.
No, what was the latest issue of National Geographic is all about penguins.
I mean, if you didn't want to destroy people, then what about like the Penguin Island?
no,
What about North Sentinel Island?
I would rather take out a people island than a penguin island.
Okay. If you could live anywhere, where'd you live?
Oh man,
Like
good.
Mars.
Oh, I mean not just on planet Earth.
It could be anywhere.
You could be anywhere.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna stick to Earth. Where would I live?
Wait.
I think, I've always wanted to live up like by Nova Scotia, like that part of Canada up there north, where it's like, I mean, it's actually a pretty mild climate, but it's like just really different environment.
12.
Or, another great place to live was, I gotta say, I have a soft spot for the redwoods.
Redwoods?
Yeah.
Is that because of the
redwood
mycelium
forest.
networks?
No, not particularly,
about
just because, yeah, they do have some pretty cool, I think, mycorrhizal networks up there, but at the same time, the redwoods are just a cool environment.
Is it because like is the wood actually red there?
A little bit, I mean, it does have kind of it's, sort of, I don't usually cut down redwoods, but I have seen stuff that's been made out of them, so.
Mr. Can trees be gay? Like, because, like, they don't have certain genders, right?
They do.
They do have certain
Yeah,
genders?
yeah. So trees and many plants reproduce sexually. You took biology, you should remember this,
Yeah.
right?
I guess I was thinking more flowers. But even they have rules.
So can there be gay plants?
Can there be gay plants?
There can be gay penguins. We've all seen have you ever read what is it? What's the name of the book that got banned?
Tango Mix 2.
Tango
Yeah.
Mix 2. There you go. Yeah, cool book. Really cool book.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, there was I used to know all the names of the dinosaurs because my daughter loved all the dinosaurs. And there was one in particular that I always really like. It was the really tiny one that would burrow under the ground, and it was kind of like related to the velociraptors or whatever.
Okay.
It was
Was it
little
like
tiny
the-
ones.
oh, the
they were the
small-
burrowing
the
ones.
compies?
I can't remember their name anymore.
Yeah, the
monkeys?
compies? The
Maybe.
ones that like eat the person in the Jurassic
Jurassic
Park?
Park?
Oh,
The
I don't
small
know about
ones?
that.
The
Yeah, no, these guys are really tiny. I think they're like the size of like a gopher or something. They burrow and they live underground.
I mean,
Where were you during 9/11?
I was in California, and I was actually at my girlfriend's apartment, and I woke up that morning, and we turned on the news, and that's when we found out about it.
do you have any like actual evidence that you were there that morning?
I have a witness.
You have a witness?
Yeah, it would be the girl that I was dating at the time.
Is she still around?
Yeah.
I think she's living in California. She's married now, has kids. She's also another PhD. She was doing research for a while now. I don't know what she's doing. I think she had it's one of those like state scientist
Okay.
positions,
Okay.
or like an agricultural farm advisor type position out in California.
Interesting.
Dr. Meeting,
Yeah.
do you have a thing for smart women?
Yeah, I think I do actually. It's one of those qualities that to me is attractive is intelligence.
Well, what about like a really dumb woman? Like, would you date a
Overly
really dumb?
broad.
I think I pretty much answered that one, didn't I? I'm not like, I mean,
No,
to
you-
me,
you
like,
can't do it.
being able to have like a good conversation with somebody is really important.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Do you feel successful teaching people?
Yeah, I do. I think that, I don't know about successful, but I feel satisfied
Okay.
teaching people, I mean, I taught briefly and then went back to research.
Yep.
And then a big part of me wanted to come back to teaching because I just, I missed it and I felt like there's like a certain satisfaction you get from, passing on knowledge.
Yo, no, that's pretty amazing.
Hopefully you'll get to feel that. I mean, you've taught in classes
Yeah.
before, so you know what I'm talking about.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it can be fun.
Do you
It can be a
mine?
nightmare some days too.
Do you mine and craft?
Do I mine and craft? Yes, I am a mine crafter.
Do you primarily mine or craft?
I probably mine more than I craft. And I do little commands.
Okay. That's cool. There you go. I can't read this first question.
How many questions are there?
I'm not sure. Anyways. The next set of questions left, the next 6 are either or. So you have to choose one out of 2 options. Let's see, would you rather live in the Cambrian or Carboniferous?
Carnivorous?
Carboniferous.
Time period.
Yeah.
So dinosaurs or more dinosaurs?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which one came first. I think Carboniferous comes before Cambrian, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay, I'm gonna go with Cambrian then.
Okay. Yep. Would you rather choose meth or crack? like if you were head against your will.
If I had to do one, I was being
Had
held
to choose
down,
one.
and it was either you die or do one of these, I'm gonna go with meth over crack.
Meth over crack.
Yeah. What an interesting question.
I'm just wondering. T-Rex or Spinosaurus?
Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus.
Yeah.
Spinosaurus is, I think, my favorite too. Pretty cool.
What's your thoughts on the Spinosaurus? Every time a new piece of research comes out, it gets dumber, fatter, and smaller. Well, every new piece of T-Rex research just makes it bigger and stronger.
I was not aware of that. So that's news to me.
Pull it up
I
there.
did not know that we keep on making the Spinosaurus fatter and smaller and the T-Rex bigger. I don't know, is that our whatever terrestrial bias?
Perchance. Red state homeless or blue state homeless?
What do you mean? Like, which do I prefer having?
Which
homeless
one would
people
you
in
rather
blue
live
states?
with?
Yeah, would you rather be homeless in a blue state or a red state?
Oh, I would rather be homeless in a blue state
Why is that?
because I think they're more about giving, subsidies and things like that, take care of people. Whereas I think more of the red states, they're all about like kicking the homeless people back over to the blue states.
Sorry about that, doctor. Oh, would you rather be a tree or be soil?
Wow, that's a hard one. I mean, I feel as a soil scientist, I have to say soil.
I
But I
do.
mean, who wouldn't want to be a tree? I mean, a tree is like, they're majestic and mighty.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, next question.
One of the things I mean, this is totally off topic, but I was like looking at a mesquite in the distance the other night, and they if you look at their canopy, they have like kind of that flat canopy at the bottom, and then it's like big and rounded, and they kind of like a giant mushroom, or like something you'd see in like Africa or something. Of course they are, they're related to the acacia, so.
Kind of like a
But
giant
they're
ball.
just like, it's the way, like, when you see the really big mesquites, they've got a really cool, like, shape.
How big are they?
Some of the really big ones? They get pretty big. I mean, look around. You get some pretty big mesquites right outside the window.
Would you rather have a third arm or a third leg?
No rude comments, right?
No.
A third
Say
arm.
whatever.
Third arm.
Third arm? Why?
Just because I could do more with it, you know? I
But like
mean,
a third leg.
Yeah, third leg.
You
I
run-
can already
you
feel
can
like
run
I can run.
faster.
You think I could run faster with another leg, or you
Yeah.
think it would just
Yeah.
get in the way? Yeah, I feel like I can run pretty fast already. I think it'd the extra hand to be able
I
to do
mean,
more
you would be
things.
like a senator.
It would
but, like,
increase
missing
my
one leg.
dexterity.
It depends on where the leg is.
Where is the leg? Yeah, I mean, like. Okay, dude, Mike. Okay, bonus questions, bonus chicken. Okay. What is the worst drug you've ever taken?
Bonus chicken? Is that
Yeah.
what you said? What's the bonus chicken? I decline to answer that.
Okay, what is the best drug you've ever taken?
I decline to answer that question.
Penicillin?
Maybe off camera someday.
Penicillin.
No, that would not be. That's penicillin. It's like, ugh. Antibiotics are just make you feel gross, anyways.
Yeah. You think you'd be like, if aliens came down, you think you'd be racist towards them?
No, I
No?
don't think so. I mean, you never know. I mean, maybe this alien would be so incredibly grotesque to us
Yeah.
that it would be hard not to be racist or like somehow like biased against
I
it.
have a question. If the xenomorphs came to Earth, would you be considered xenophobic if you hated them?
No, but they would just by their name, right? They're xenomorphs. I mean, they're xeno or they like they. No, they're not xenophobic. They're xenomorphs. I don't know.
And if you didn't like them, would you be xenophobic?
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't like them, I mean, that is the definition of xenophobia, right?
I don't know.
Not liking anything that's not, you know, xenophobia means not liking things that are different from you and from it someplace else. It's basically racism. Except for towards aliens, usually.
Would you be racist towards aliens?
No, I said I don't. I would hope not.
Why not?
Because why would I would? Well, I would be really excited to know that there's intelligent life out there besides on our planet.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
What's the most attractive part of the human male, in your opinion?
I think males are pretty gross, to be honest.
Right.
I just, you know, the male body is just doesn't hold a lot to be desired. What is the most attractive part of
Yeah.
a male body? I don't know. I guess the fact that, you know, we're more muscular, you know.
Okay.
Muscular
Okay,
physique.
I can see that. So you, like, if a woman was buff,
And
would
smart?
you, and smart,
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Yeah. I mean, gymnasts are some of the most impressive people
would
in
you
the
be,
world.
okay, would you be more attractive to a girl if she was strong and smart, or just smart?
I don't know. Maybe strong and smart. I mean, that's
Strong
pretty
and-
impressive. I mean, that seems that somebody that's like really in tune with themselves and, you know, I mean, I
Alright.
don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever been.
So you like the
in a
male
situation.
qualities in women?
Male qualities in women. Are you trying to indicate that men are smarter than women?
No. Nope.
I think he's indicating that men are stronger than women.
That's pretty much a given. That's just physiology, but yeah.
Is it, what's your favorite Bean Boozled flavor?
I have no idea. I'm gonna go with butterscotch.
Pretty sure puke is the other.
So it's either puke or butterscotch. Is one of those choices.
Or like fly turds.
What type of bending style would you have from Avatar: The Last Airbender? Earth, fire, water, or air?
I'm gonna take a guess, you'd be Earth.
Yes, I say be an air. You'd be an air nomad.
Azrael, I think you'd be fire.
Peaceful person.
I think you'd
yeah, I
be
like
fire.
that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like air. But earth, you know,
Earth is like up his lane.
soil, yeah.
You know?
I studied a lot of earth in my.
Dude, I think I'd have blue flames.
You'd have blue flames.
Yeah.
Why?
Cause
I think I
Is
guess
it like
I need
autism?
to,
Or like a-
I need to
Cause I'm such a strong firebender.
bone up a little bit on the old Avatar,
Yeah.
the last
Avatar.
Avatar.
It's one of my favorites.
I don't know much about that one.
Have you ever tried mushrooms?
Have I ever tried mushrooms?
Yeah.
I have eaten a lot of different kinds of mushrooms in my life. So, yeah.
What do you mean by
I mean, Garrett's to chanterelles and oyster mushrooms. and
Have
all
like
sorts
any
of
like
different-
caused certain effects to happen?
Yeah, I mean, any type of mushroom that you eat, wild mushrooms, you never quite know how your body's gonna react to them, and this doesn't mean that they have to be necessarily hallucinogenic or
Yeah, yeah.
mushrooms that
No,
can
I
cause drugs.
was not, no.
But, I mean, some mushrooms kinda give you like a, you know, if you haven't eaten that type, and you might kinda get a little weird. bit
Would
of a
you
weird
like pick
feeling.
up mushrooms from the ground and like eat them?
No way, because I know how dangerous that can be, yeah.
Even if they like.
If it's something like a chanterelle or a morel or something like that, or even a bolete, something that I can positively identify and I know exactly what it is, I have no problem like bringing it home and cooking it.
Is there any more questions?
Yeah, there's one more.
Okay.
Have you played or watched The Last of Us?
No, it's on my list. It's on my list. I have not.
Are you aware?
I'm waiting for it to come up with Netflix, I think, because it's not. It's like up on HBO or something like that.
Yeah.
So you've never done hallucinogenics?
I decline to answer that question.
If you have, what did you see?
Again, I decline to answer that question.
Anyways, thank you for
Yeah.
tuning in to our interview. It is a thank you again for Dr. Metting starring as the first step. And we'll see you next time, cheese lovers. Bye-bye.